everyone, welcome back to Clusterbmilkshake. I am your host, along with support puppet, Mr. Chicken. Yes. Today, we are going to talk about a video I watched called The 10 Red Flags of a Borderline Partner. I will link the video that I took these notes from in the comments section. The woman who makes the videos, I have watched multiple, and some things are not 100% accurate, because everyone on the cluster B can be a little bit different with their milkshake. They can pull traits from other disorders and fluctuate. So not all borderlines are going to behave in this way. Some do have these core things, and if you're a borderline, please shout out how you respond in these 10 things. And I'm going to compare that to female narcissist me, because chicks stuff on the covert narcissist female, which basically is somebody who's showing more vulnerable traits mixed with borderline flavor. That's all that fucking is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I see. Okay, so we're going to talk about run-of-the-mill me with some, darker sprinkles with what she says a borderline partner does. And if you go into the comment section, you'll see a lot of men going, that's my girl, that's my woman, So whatever. Here we go. Number one, the first red flag is idealization. So the borderline partner is going to love, admire, appreciate everything about you and put you on a pedestal. There's an extreme intimacy and connection, and makes you feel really special, like you've never felt like this before. They'll do super sweet things for you, and this is a huge difference. She mirrors you. Now, I'm saying she, but it can be a he, okay? They mirror your likes and dislikes and make you guys out to be soulmates. Now, this is one thing that I do not mirror. If there is something cool about you, I can admire something, awesome about you, but I don't want to be you, okay? I'm not Venom. I'm not a fucking symbiote. And I'm not trying to morph into what you are. I've had partners wanting to push their hobbies on me, and I'm like, no. But you will see somebody with borderline flavor want to morph into you and be like, I like what you like. I like everything, I'm going to mirror you. You're going to love me because I fucking, I'm mirroring everything cool about you. This is why narcissists and borderlines are like, Brr, because the narcissistic person wants to see that balmy ass reflection. It's like, yeah, I'm a badass. Thank you. Give me more, please. They're also going to make you into their parent, whereas I see you as holding value for me. There's got to be something that I'm getting out of this relationship. I don't want you to fix me, but trying to dig into those feelings that I buried when I was a child, it made me very dysregulated, and I felt kind of like I needed my partner more than I ever did in the past, and I hate it. Okay. Anyway, number two, crazy sexy time. Okay. She wants to please you. She may even want to please you through your fetishes. I've heard this a lot. A guy will come into a relationship and want to do all this kinky cray, and she's just like, yeah, I'm into it. She's just, love me, I'll do the thing. And me, I'm like, I'm not doing that, But yes, I will be, in the beginning, your complete, sexy sex porn star and everything, because I want a good reflection from you. Yes, I want the crown of, the coolest sex thing, whatever. And then over time, I become very selfish. And if I don't want to have sex, I don't want to have sex. And sometimes I just don't ever again. And it's because I have a disconnect. So these things that I'm speaking of is basically the unaware borderline and unaware narcissistic female. Now, I did say in the past that it was, I can be talking about a guy too, but we are talking about chicks. Sorry, I'm confusing you. I'm not trying to do word salad, all right? So, so I couldn't connect to any partner. To me, it was just a job. This is what I'm to do to keep my boy happy. And then over time, it's all selfish. So when you see, and I've heard this, people have been telling me, their narcissistic partner, female, is saying that she doesn't want to have sex, and he's paranoid, and he's thinking that she's cheating and stuff. And I'm like, no, she's telling you the fucking truth. She's telling you the truth. Okay, number 3. Detective, the detective to hurt themselves. Dude, I have witnessed this. So the borderline will start digging into your past relationships and comparing herself to them, which she's triangulating herself. So tell me if you guys do this. Not just, a toxic partner, because, boardies love toxic partners. And if your toxic partner is trying to triangulate you and stuff, that's different than you looking for reasons to be upset. Now, I have done this one time to my last partner because I came out of a relationship, with a borderline who was always accusing me of everything. And my trust issue, I already have trust issues, and they just went through the fucking roof. And so, I did have a little looking for something, and I just raged on his ass and shit. But, it was just that once. All right. Anyways, this feeds into her insecurities. Yes. You may witness passive-aggressive comments. Let me see. Baiting you for reassurance. The mood swings will start rearing their ugly head. But they're more at this point internalized. So a borderline partner will start to become more and more insecure inward before it's coming outward. Okay. Now, most of the time, when I'm not trying to tap into my dead feelings and resurrect that shit, I'm just like, I'm the best motherfucker. So if you don't, if you're not being loyal to me, remember, I get to do whatever I want. But if you're not loyal to me and following the rules, my boundaries, remember, double standard, then you're the garbage person. So I'm not looking for, things to make me feel like shit. Usually I'm just watching you to make sure that you're acting right. Number 4, trauma dumping of her past. Here she exposes her vulnerabilities like putty in your hands. If she knows she has BPD, she will tell you. Now, a narcissist hides their weaknesses. So I am not I'm not exposing my past. I mean, if I did not have my channel, you would not know any of my shit. If you're talking to me about something, I'll tell you something maybe relatable, but usually I just joke around about my past. You know, I'm not like, you know, save me. I'm telling you all of these things so you'll have sympathy for me. No, keep those feelings the fuck away from me. If I want to laugh at them, I don't want to see you crying for me. That's gross. Get those feelings away from me. Okay. Where am I? All right. Her honesty will act like what? Activate the protector caregiver in you. Your love will save her. She will feel safe with you, and you will reassure her that you will never hurt her, but you become her emotional regulator. So she wants to, make sure that basically you start unintentionally walking on eggshells, because you don't want to hurt her feelings, but her feelings are always getting fucking hurt, It's like, that's why for me, I like, living in the dead zone. This is how I grew up, so I'm sure it's way better to be healthy, right? But for me, it's easier not to feel nothing, so you can't hurt me. I also think that the more that you know about me, you're going to use it against me. I have already experienced this shit having my fucking channel. They're gonna fucking no. Got to keep everything on the down low. Trust is earned, man. And borderlines are just dumping all that shit out, hoping to bait that perfect partner. Stop it! I've even seen borderlines put this on their dating app. Please don't do that. You're gonna get hurt. Stop it. All right. If you pull away, she could pull away from you, also sexually. She could become childlike and needy or rage on you with accusations. Things like you're cheating, betraying, something. You don't care about her feelings. You don't care. I feel like a borderline always wants to have check-in moments with their feelings. Check in with me, your schedule. I want to know where my stuff is. But, they want you to live inside of them. They want to live inside of you too, One thing I heard Sam Vaknin say, that a narcissistic person wants to, power couple and stuff. I'm like, stop it. All right. Number 5, mature adult shifts into a childlike state. Now, not all borderlines do this out in the open, but I have seen this happen. This could be physical shifts or verbal shifts, emotional regression. You'll see them morph into, an infantile way of talking and stuff. If they don't shift into a vulnerable state, you will still witness the mood shifts or childlike tantrums. She'll become aggressive, irrational, deflection, projection, ultimatums, gaslighting. Now with gaslighting, it's more of making up shit because of their feelings. And their feelings are facts. So if they feel that you're doing something to them, they believe it. You're thinking you're being gaslit because you're not doing this thing. That's where I see gaslighting get mixed up in terminology. But not to take away from people who are dating, cluster Bs. This does feel like a gaslight, and who gives a shit about terminology. The thing is that you feel like they are trying to change your reality, when in reality their brain is changing their perception of reality. Now, this is more like splitting, okay? And narcissistic people can split too. Where a borderline person, and I've heard, borderlines come at me saying that, they don't split all the time and stuff like that. But you might do you split in your head and you're just not projecting it out? My projections are, few and far in between. And depending on who the person is and what type of relationship I'm in, my splits can end very quickly, or they can drag on depending on my partner. So if the more toxic my partner is, the longer the split that I'm gonna have. All right. And, part of it is there is no reasoning with them when they're getting into this state. And it can become scary. If they become violent and start throwing things or even coming at and hitting you and stuff, or just the most vile things will come out of their mouth. And then it's like, for me, I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? And I do know that I caused that feeling in past people. Not often like this, it's like I'll have a moment and then, it's pretty cool for a while. And then I'll have another, moment, depending on what's going on inside of me. All right. They can even dissociate and experience the event like being taken over by somebody else. And reality is totally gone. Now I've heard this too. So like when my anger will take over, I feel like, I have to cycle through the angry event. And then I hear that borderlines just feel like they're gone. They're just gone. I feel like I have to get out my rage. And, a borderline is like somebody else is driving the truck, man. So there's that. Number 6, difficulties admitting fault. Some borderlines have overwhelming shame and can't admit fault, but some feel such self-loathing and guilt that they will beg for forgiveness. This is more about her own feelings about herself than the pain that she has caused you. You may find yourself reassuring her and even apologizing for causing her to act out. It was your fault anyways. So more eggshell walking, because anytime her emotions get dysregulated, it's your fault. It's your fault that, she's upset. She's either mind reading, thinking you're doing something, projecting her own feelings onto you. And then, fighting about it, and she'll turn into, crumbled tissue paper and sad and crying and all this, remorse and whatever. But it's actually, like, I'm broken, please love me, I'm sorry, don't leave me type shit, for me. There's too much feelings of weakness trying to, if I'm having an event, first of all, it's always justified. It's your fault anyway, do what I fucking say. Do what I say and everything will be fucking fine, I do not feel self-loathing or I'm bad. My shame would be buried so deep that, I'm basically living on autopilot where everything in the outside world is what fucking with me, and I would just totally dismiss any projection or anything. So what's there to fucking apologize for? There's nothing to apologize for, man. I can justify anything. Blame shift. You've done it. You're not perfect. You're trying to tell me that I fucking made a mistake? How about all these mistakes that you've made? All right. Number 7, self-harm and unaliving threats. Now, I'm not saying that, of course, narcissists can harm themselves and unalive themselves as well. I do not do this. I'm not. It's hot in here. I'm not trying to, giggle as in. It's just I don't care. My lack of empathy. I have fucking people trying to, giving me death threats and stuff, and I'm just like, go ahead. I'm sick of it. So I know that's, it can be real or an imaginary threat. Not imaginary threat, just fucking, but they're trying to make it imaginary for you. So it's an empty threat, but you don't know. So if somebody's going to threaten unaliving, call a family member of theirs or the cops so they stop doing it. They don't want to go on a 72-hour hold. Don't do that. But I understand, if it is a real cry for help. But yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If you do not like me, bye. I'll fucking rip you apart and shit for it. Be cold and dismissive like you're nothing to me. Even though, depending on where we are in the relationship, if I'm just totally fucking sick of your shit or whatever. But, I usually want you to fight for me. But, if you're not doing it, if you're not giving that old college try, then bye. I'm not saying that the games on social media don't play out and everything like that, but, I do want to make you feel like you're a nothing human being. So, number 8. Loyalty binds with family, friends, and coworkers. So she says, you will find yourself defending yourself with your partner and loved ones, which will lead you to isolating yourself from support. No one understands the chaos. They just want you free of it. Now, this goes for both narcissists and borderlines, how you react that way, because you will make excuses if you have a very toxic partner and you are trauma bonded to them. They don't understand what that is. They don't understand how you're trying to fill this hole, the brokenness inside of you, with somebody who is always going to be running away from you and not giving it to you. You will never be able to save the person. If they're not going to take responsibility for their things, you're supposed to be a support system, not somebody who is going to fix it. You can't parentify your people. Anyway, they can also become very close with your family and friends, then cause conflict within the family or friend group, like a Trojan fucking horse. I have seen this. It's like, I just can't believe so much energy that somebody would have to go and infiltrate the fam just to cause chaos. I've seen this way too many times, and the only thing that I have done to cause any type of chaos in the family is if I am being targeted by the parental unit, I may throw her a little bit of information, kind of baiting her to get to somebody else so she will leave me the fuck alone. And I know I'm doing this. So it's, it's like, get the fuck away from me, girl. Go attack somebody else. Leave me alone. All right, so people will end up going no contact over time, leaving them isolated and alone. And then this is where you're going to get the stalking, and the retargeting can happen at this point. Playing the victim of abandonment. I'm not saying that they don't feel abandoned. Yes, they do. Me saying playing the victim, it's just, you caused this. And now everybody doesn't want fucking nothing to do with you. Yes, I understand the pain that's going on inside of you, but now they can't. Their own mental health is, you know, all fucked up and shit. And, you know, so you're gonna fucking be like, you know, you abandoned me, you leave me, or attacking them and shit to get them to come back to you and stuff, or you know, playing that nobody loves me, everybody leaves. I don't care. I'm depressed. I'm so sad and depressed, and you know, and anything to try to bait them back. I'm not saying that these feelings that you're having aren't real, but it is bait. You don't care about them. You care about getting your own needs met. Number 9, you realize that you've lost yourself. You don't want to fix her instead of saving yourself. Now, this is you going into victim mode, not having the strength to bail. This goes for, you know, narcissistic people too. Let me see. Yeah, no one ever tried to save me though, because you're the broken one. You're the broken one, not me, you. For number 10, all she did was just sum up all of these traits. So I'll leave it in the comment section if you want to watch, you know, the original. But yeah, so there are some things that look similar. The reasons behind it are different. So, you know, people will come to me and be like, oh my God, you remind me of my, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then when I hear your story and it's like, yeah, her reasons are different than my reasons. And I do understand why, you know, narcissistic people will look more, you know, evil for, you know, the way that we can be more cold with our shit, because, you know, we got boundaries for ourselves, and we don't have them for you. And a borderline is happy to have no boundaries whatsoever, so they can become like this with you. So borderlines, don't come at me, come at her. And just tell me what you think. Tell me how you're different, or tell me how you're similar to maybe me, you know, and not this little caricature that she came up with. Okay, all right. Hope that was helpful. Have a great day. Namaste.